There, just clean up. Flash in if you have to.
Oh my god.
It's alright, it's alright, it's alright.
When teaching how to play jungle here at skillcapped, we often see complaints such as, well, my teammates are so bad they won't help me with lane priority. So then we make Smurf guides to prove it can be done, just to get hit with, well, I'm not a challenger, so I can't do that. While these complaints are flawed and a topic for another video, they are understandable and inspired us to switch things up. So we put a challenger voice in the ear of a Platinum 3 subscriber while they played to see how they fare when making the right choices, but will remain held back by their bad teammates and limited mechanics. Throughout this guide, you, the viewer, will also be questioned to test your skill. Do you think like our subscriber or a challenger player? Let's find out if you can play like a challenger jungler. Okay, with that in mind, let's get right into the actual game. As with any jungler, the first thing you should be doing is making a game plan once you know both team compositions. Let's hear what our challenger, Japanese import, who we'll refer to as JP, has to say, and the main thing you need to know is that Camille and Ahri swapped. So Ahri is top while Camille is mid.
So here's what I want to do at level 1, right? We have pretty strong level 1 with Graves and like Pike and everything, so I want to try and invade for a ward on their red. Like just walk in maybe with like 2 or 3 people. You guys have really good level 1. They can't really do much to you unless like they're all 5 stacks in the bush and you guys aren't. But like walk in, we're gonna get a ward on their red just to see where they start. If Nunu starts blue and we start red, we can actually invade on his Gromp and just go like red straight to his Gromp and like dash over the dragon wall.
Okay, this pathing decision is very aggressive. Basically, he wants an early ward on the red to see where Nunu starts. If we know Nunu is starting blue, then he can jump over the dragon wall and invade him as he does Gromp. This is a strategy mostly reserved for Graves and Nidalee, who have wall jumps on relatively low cooldowns. That being said, if the enemy jungler struggles to clear their blue side during the early game, then there's a few other champions you can potentially do this on. These champions have much longer cooldowns or restrictions on their wall jumps, but since the opposition is so weak, they could probably just go kill their opponent anyways. Okay, let's see how this plays out. First, they get the pivotal red buff ward to know exactly which jungle camp Nunu will be starting on. Lance then begins his red buff, but unfortunately he makes a critical error. He used his E to finish off the camp, putting it on cooldown. JP actually had the foresight to see this being an issue and tried to prevent it a bit earlier on.
So when you do your red, start cutting it towards the dragon wall and save your E at the end. So you can use like one E and then the second E you should save to go over the wall. Okay.
What we want to emphasize here is knowing exactly how your clear should go to achieve your end goal as efficiently as possible. We're not blaming Lance too much here. He probably just autopiloted his clear since he likely hasn't done this particular invade before. But for this route, timing is everything. Being even slightly late could have disastrous consequences because by the time you get there, the enemy jungler might have already taken Gromp, then you're just stuck in the enemy jungle looking like a fool. Okay, let's keep going with the game.
Might have to go to your blue now since you don't have Evil C. I think it takes too long now. Just go to blue, just go to blue. It's fine. Don't hesitate. Okay, go blue, go to your blue, go to your blue. Get level 3, because you want to find Nunu on his camp here. It's just this hesitation is really bad, right? We just need to commit to a play.
Yeah.
This is clearly an issue in JP's mind, but we won't see the consequences of it just yet. We'll bring this up again in a little bit. For now, he just guides Lance to look for an invade onto Nunu's red, but Lance opts to go for the mid lane gank instead, which didn't really have much payoff.
So let's path up to the top crab. You want to contest at Nunu.
Okay.
Because he's topside, right? We know that. We don't want to give him anything for free. And we also don't want to let him gank like Ahri for free. So we want to like run towards top and just push the crab up towards top as much as we can to like counter the gank if he goes for it. And we're gonna like try and double crab basically. Yep, counter top, smite this, just counter. Smite it, yeah.
With good awareness of where Nunu was pathing, JP was able to put Lance exactly where he needed to be to score a solid double kill. That being said, we shouldn't exactly be too happy about this play. Complacency can be insidious towards your self-improvement. Let's recall all those moments where we saw Lance hesitate, even if they were just for a moment. Add those up, and you'd probably get around 5 to 6 seconds of wasted time. Imagine if he was here for this counter gank just 3 seconds earlier. He could smoke screen both Renekton and Nunu, peeling them off of Ahri, or in the very worst case scenario, he might have had to tank Snowball for her. Either way, it would have resulted in a much cleaner double kill. While the 2 kills he got were awesome, it was fairly close, and if Camille hadn't come, then things could have gotten dicey rather quickly. And just so you know, all of the full-length Challenger Earpiece games can be found over at skillcapped on our live commentaries page, which has hundreds of guides that are exclusive to our subscribers. If you're serious about improving, skillcapped is the place to be, so be sure to check us out after this. Moving forward, it's time to think about what to do next. Lance is going to press tab, and we want you to focus on Nunu's CS. Alright, we've got a double question for you this time. 1. What can you infer based on how much CS Nunu has? And 2. What does that tell you about Nunu's future pathing?
Raptors, maybe?
You can go bot grab. We want to take his recycled Gromp too, or respawn Gromp, right? So we know he cleared up. We kind of CS here. We see 20, right?
Yep.
So he only has Krugs. So right now his Gromp is up. It just came up. We can look mid to gank too. And we can also look for Crab.
But wait, didn't he just say that Nunu left Krugs up as well? Let's briefly mention how we know for certain that Nunu is going to Gromp despite Krugs being available. Typically, full clearing champions just path the same way they do at the start. That way they can farm each camp as it's respawning.
Look at bot, look at mid here, see if you can potentially invade. I just think it's better that you get a recall off before you really try to force. So just base here.
Unfortunately, he hasn't based yet. If his lanes were dominating, maybe Lance could invade, but with the enemy bot lane at full HP and his mid laner getting shoved in, he instead opts for a small mid lane gank into a recall to stock up on items.
Go to Gromp here. You haven't cycled any of your bot side camps, so we don't care about them.
Okay.
We want to invade his camps, right? Where's Nunu right now?
Probably here.
He's clearing up, right?
Yeah.
We think he started Gromp. He's probably already top side. So we want to make sure that our top laner can't get ganked here. So let's just like run straight to this because they're fighting.
Yep. I think. Oh.
We can maybe kill him when he tries to push the wave. Just run straight. Keep looking at it. See if it looks doable. He has to push the wave, right? So we'll see what he does after this. He might just back up, but it looks free. Sweep. Make sure there's no ward here. Just run. Okay. He's probably backing up, so just do your camps.
This is a really great moment by JP where he had the instant awareness to know that Lance just missed a free kill here. Instead of wasting more time, he instantly tells Lance to go back to farming. The problem was that Lance didn't really understand why JP told him to use Sweeper as he was coming in for the gank. We're not using Sweeper in these kinds of situations to deny vision from Renekton, but rather to confirm whether Renekton is aware of our presence or not. If he's not, then we can likely just path towards the middle of the lane where Renekton is going to be taking a greedier recall in one of these 2 bushes. But if Renekton is aware of our presence, then he'd be booking it towards his tower. In those cases, we'd know to run diagonally to cut off his escape. Unfortunately, by wasting time auto-attacking this ward, Lance likely gave Renekton enough time to walk away, which is why JP just told him to go back to farming. For a little while after this, we just see Graves farm until we can get a bit more information. But the second we see Nunu on the map, JP says...
Okay, count a CS again. Okay, he has 36. So he's 16 more CS than last time, so that means he cleared all his camps, right? Because there's no buffs.
Yep.
So his Gromp is going to come up right now. That's what he's going to. And then
go to that right now.
You can take Raptors for level up and then go to bot Crab. Because if you invaded right now, you don't have any bot Crab, right? So his bot lane can be there. But we probably can fight Crab because if you look at bot wave right now, it's likely that they're going to push out in time.
We've basically got a complete repeat of last time, but Lance isn't sitting on a mountain of gold this time, and all his laners are in a position to move. Therefore, he easily forces his way into Nunu's jungle to take his blue buff.
Press tab again, kind of CS. Okay, he only took Gromp, so his wolves are up. So we can also take that if his team doesn't collapse. I think it's probably too risky, so let's just do Gromp, or Crab.
Okay.
Alright, we're not going to delve too deep into the next minute of this game. A bunch of solo queue shenanigans happen with this crazy pike engage, and then Lance picks up a free kill onto the overextended Yasuo, which leads into a free Rift Herald. Not much to analyze there.
Okay, so we want objectives off the map because we don't want to trade anything. We're really far ahead, right? So we're just trying to snowball and like not give Nunu anything for free. So let's take like 2 of our topside camps, like blue Gromp, and then reset. We don't want to take everything because we want to get back on map since we have a big lead.
Once you've obtained a lead within the game, this is a great mindset to adopt. Over-farming at this point isn't as important, so being out on the map as quickly as possible to protect your teammates and objectives is vital to maintaining your lead. It would have paid off beautifully if Lance was just 1 second earlier to Dragon for a potential steal, but alas, he was too late and is only able to pick up the Nunu kill. Picking off the jungler frees him up to flank the enemy bot lane for another double kill. But he lost Dragon, ruining his perfect jungle game, so what's even the point anymore? It's safe to say that at this point the game is over. With JP's guidance, Lance goes to kill the overextended Renekton while also giving Ahri Rift Herald to take the top tower. Then he swoops into mid lane to pick up another Yasuo kill. All while pathing towards bottom to clean up a messy skirmish, then finishing off the bot lane tower, simultaneously obliterating every single lane within the span of about a minute. This game was obviously a complete stomp with JP's guidance, but just think how much harder Lance could have won if he'd executed properly at level 2. There's a very real chance he could have just invaded Nunu at Gromp, taken his entire bot side jungle, transition ganked mid lane, and taken everything from his top side jungle as well. The game could have been over in just 3 minutes. Not only that, but maybe if he hadn't hesitated so much, he could have been top lane for that counter gank slightly sooner. Ahri might have survived, and Renekton, along with Nunu, would have been even further behind. Challenger macro decisions are obviously going to carry most games, but you shouldn't ignore the other fundamentals of jungle, as they can have huge impacts on the game as well. JP and Lance go on to close out this game rather easily, which unfortunately we don't have enough time to cover today. If you want to see exactly how they did it, then as always, be sure to check out our website for the full-length video on our commentaries page. We have many other Challenger Earpiece videos you can check out there as well. Oh, and just so you know, at skillcapped, we have a unique improvement guarantee because we know our platform truly helps players to improve. You can check your predicted rank with skillcapped before you sign up. When actively using skillcapped on the long-term plan, if you don't reach your predicted rank, you can claim all of your money back, so why wait? Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.